Alright, so as most of you requested me this video and some of my students that I can see that they went straight to the advanced stuff without even understanding the basics, in this video I'm going to cover everything that you need to know about Facebook ads. I'm going to explain you that as simple as I possibly can, and I'm going to demonstrate you exactly how to launch your first successful Facebook ad today. Now in case you were wondering if I'm in a hotel or something like that, I'm not. This is my new bedroom in my new place. It actually reminds a hotel with the glass doors. But anyways, this video is going to be broken down mainly to two parts, where in the first part I'm going to explain exactly the mechanics of Facebook so you will understand everything, and the second part is going to be an in-action walkthrough step by step exactly how to create your first successful Facebook ad. Now in case you are not like myself and you use Facebook ads for running e-commerce stores, this video is still going to be applicable for you if you run a restaurant, a local business, or you're planning to start your social media marketing agency. Alright, so just before we dive in straight to the content, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification. And if you want a free access to my full case study about the Shopify store that we scaled to 85,000 in just over a month, selling a simple product like Christmas leggings using Facebook ads, so you will have that in one of the links in the description below. Alright, so with that being said guys, let's dive straight into it. Alright, so first of all, let's go over the Facebook hierarchy. So at the top we have a Facebook profile. So it's basically you have to have a Facebook account to be able to run Facebook ads, simple as that. Now beneath that we have the business manager. Now in the business manager, this is where you actually run your business. All of your advertisements and the ad accounts and the assets are going to be inside your business manager. So as of right now, each Facebook profile can create up to 2 business manager. That's it. Now a quick tip, if you want to have more than 2 business managers under your Facebook profile, basically what you can do is, let's say you're going to ask your sister to open for you a business manager, and then she's going to assign you as an admin to that business manager, and then you're going to remove her, and then tada, you have another business manager. Now I do know accounts that have 5, 10, even 20 business managers under the same Facebook profile, and the same applies for social media marketing. Let's say if you do run the social media for another business, you can have them linking the business manager to your Facebook profile as an admin, and then you're going to have another business manager. All right, next we have is ad accounts. Now basically every business manager can have up to 5 ad accounts. Now I do know some accounts that have even 10, but 99% of the time it's not going to happen and you're going to have 5. I do want to mention that if you just created your business manager and you still haven't spent a dime on Facebook ads, you're going to have a limit of 1 ad account. And the way that you lift this limit to 5 ad accounts, all you need to do is just to spend some money on Facebook, make sure you make the payment, and that's it. It's going to be automatically lifted to 5 ad accounts. Now the ad accounts is actually where you're going to create your campaigns, create your ads, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time. Now next we have the assets. Now at the assets we have pixels and your pages. These don't have any kind of limit. You can create as many pixels as you want and you can create as many pages as you want. I will explain you everything that you need to know about the pixel in just a sec. And basically the pages are just Facebook pages. To be able to see your advertisement, you have to use a Facebook page. Moving on to the ads hierarchy. So basically it splits to 3 different parts. So when you're going to create your campaign inside your ad account, this is exactly how it's going to be structured. First you're going to have your campaign, then you're going to have your ad set, and inside your ad set you're going to have at least 1 ad. Now the first is going to be your campaign. Now the campaign is basically what you want Facebook to do for you. Let's say you run a website that you sell your products, so that is going to be e-commerce, and you want to drive conversions and sales. You can ask Facebook to bring you engagement on your post or video views, likes. Let's say you want to capture leads, you want to capture emails, phone numbers. That is also you can do with Facebook. You can also choose traffic, brand awareness. There are a lot of things that Facebook can do. So in the campaign you're just choosing the action that you want that Facebook is going to do for you. Now next we have is the ad set. Now basically the ad set is where you're going to pick which audience you want to show your ad to. So in case you're selling a dog toy, you probably don't want to show your ad to people that, let's say, are interested in sports car. The likelihood of that person to actually go to your site and purchasing from you, it's very slim. So in the ad set, this is where you actually go ahead and pick the right audience to advertise to. Next we have is your ad. This is your actual creative. If you're going to run an image ad or a video ad, I do recommend you to use video ads and not images. They are much more engaging. So basically this is what your group of people that you targeted are going to actually see. So here is an example of how it's going to be structured. So first you have your campaign. Now inside the campaign you can have as many ad sets as you want, where you're going to target the group of people that you want to advertise to. and inside each ad set you can have also multiple ads. Let's say you want to test an image ad and a video ad, so that is going to be under your ad set. Moving over to Facebook Pixel. Now Facebook Pixel needs to be your best friend. Now essentially what it is just a piece of code that Facebook is going to install on your site, and with this code Facebook are able to track everything that is happening on your site. So let's say if somebody views your page, somebody adds to cart, somebody purchases, so the Facebook Pixel tracks it all. So why do you want Facebook Pixel to be your best friend? It's very simple. So the power of Facebook Pixel is, let's say somebody comes from your ad on Facebook and visit your site, and this customer makes a purchase on your site. This event is going to be tracked by the Facebook Pixel, and what the Pixel is going to do is going to create a virtual profile of your perfect customer with information that Facebook has about the customer, like page likes, like groups that this person is in, the way that they are interacting on Facebook. So the more data the Pixel will have and more customers are going to make more actions on your site, the more accurate results you're going to have with your Facebook ads. At the beginning you will have to guide a little bit the Pixel by choosing different interests to target on Facebook and specific people, but the more money you're going to spend on Facebook ads and the more events you're going to have on your Pixel, very fast the Pixel will understand on its own exactly who is your perfect customer, and you will be able to just run Facebook ads with your desired budget without limiting the Facebook targeting. You can basically target like the 2 billion active users on Facebook. So just to simplify it for you, let's say your Facebook Pixel, it's like a Pokemon level 0. All you will have to do is to train and feed the Facebook Pixel, and the more you're going to do that, the stronger it's going to get. Alright, now that you understand the Facebook mechanics, let's dive in straight into action. But just before we do that, make sure you destroy the like button, guys. Destroy it. So the first step is we need a business manager. If you haven't created already your business manager, go to business.facebook.com and click on this blue button over here. The account creation is very straightforward. Just fill in the information over here and click submit. After that, you need to go ahead and verify the email that you linked to the business manager. So go ahead and do that. All right, so this is going to be your homepage inside the business manager. Here you will be able to track the performance of the ad accounts, the business manager itself, and make sure that it is in a good standing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over the most important settings and everything that you need to do and set up to be able to actually create your first successful ad. So let's click on business settings. After that, you need to click on pages, and over here you will be basically able to or add an existing page or create a new one. So I'm going to create a new one, so click on create new. I'm mainly using Facebook ads for e-commerce brands, so I'm going to choose brand or product. After that, you just want to type in the name of the page. After that, you will have to choose a category, so I'm going to select brand again and then click create page. All right, so now that you have your page, the next thing that we need to do is to go ahead and create our ad account. So let's click ad accounts, and then again you can link an existing ad account. Maybe let's say you have a different business manager or you want to run for somebody else their ads, so you can link it over here. But I'm again going to create a new one, so let's click on that and let's name it ad account 1. Over here you will have to select the time zone of the ad account and the currency that you want Facebook to charge you. After that, you hit next, and over here you select the option if it is for your business or you running that for somebody else. So I'm going to select my business and hit create. So over here you will click on your name over here and you're going to set up an admin access to the page. After that, you hit assign and you hit close. Now in case that you want maybe let's say somebody else to run the ad account for you, you can actually add people over here and you can assign different roles, different parts that they can do inside your ad account. All right, now we need to go ahead and actually create our Facebook Pixel. So let's go to data sources over here, and beneath that you will be able to see your pixels. So let's click on that, and over here you're going to create your first pixel. So let's click add. Over here you're going to name the pixel. So let's say if you do run multiple stores like myself, you're just going to choose a different name based on your store or based on the niche that you're going to use this pixel for. So just for the example, I'm going to use let's say e-commerce pixel and hit continue. After that, Facebook will ask you if you want to keep managing your business or set up the pixel now. I do suggest you to go ahead and set it up straight away. So click on set up pixel now. The easiest way to go ahead and set up your pixel is you can click over here. If you're doing e-commerce like myself, you're going to be able to link your website with one of the apps. Over here you have Kajabi, you have Magento, Shopify, Wix, WooCommerce. So you basically basically have almost every platform that use Facebook pixels. So let's set it up for Shopify. So after you picked Shopify, you don't want to go just over the manual that they show you because it's outdated. Nowadays, if you want to set up your Facebook pixel, you have to do that within the Shopify store. You cannot do that as same as before in the way that they show you over here. So let's close this window. Now what you will have to do is you will actually need to log into your Shopify store, and inside your Shopify dashboard you want to go to online store, and then you want to hit preferences, then scroll down until this section over here, Facebook pixel, and click set up Facebook. Over here click add sales channel. So over here you will need to connect your Facebook account, so let's click connect account. After that we need to connect our business manager, so we already set up our business manager, so let's hit connect. Then we need to link our Facebook page, so let's hit that. Next we're going to link the ad account, so ad account number 1, we're going to connect it. It will ask you to view and accept the terms, so just go ahead and do that. All right, so now let's hit done. So to be able to finish this process, you have to make sure that you add a payment info on your business manager, so let's go ahead and do that. So let's click on update payment details, add payment method, select the payment method. All right, so now that we have successfully added our payment info, over here in this section of the customer tracking, we want to go ahead and choose the pixel that we created before. So by default, Facebook is going to create a new pixel for you. So all you need to do is to disconnect this one and then connect the one that we created. So let's hit disconnect and hit the red button over here. And now let's choose the pixel that we created. The next thing that we need to do is just to pick a country that we're going to target. Now, if you are like myself and you run e-commerce brands and you basically target everybody that you can possibly can on Facebook, just go with United States or let's say your country, because it's not really going to matter. This is just a default process that you have to go to be able to connect your pixel. So let's go ahead and choose United States over here. And the last thing is just to accept the terms and conditions. So let's hit accept and finish setup. All right, so we're good to go. The pixel is connected to the store, and now we can go ahead and create our actual ad. Going back to the business manager, your pixel is still with a red dot, means that it has no activity, no events tracking. So we want to make sure that the pixel is working. What you need to do is just to go ahead and visit your website, scroll a little bit, maybe add to cart or something like that, and then you go back to the business manager, you refresh the page, and boom, it turns green, meaning that the pixel is good to go and we can start and build our first campaign. Another last thing that we need to do is just to click over here on add assets. You want to link this pixel to the specific ad account that you're going to use this pixel for. So now let's move on to our ads manager. All you need to do is to click on those dots over here and then click on ads manager. So the ads manager, you have to get used to seeing the ads manager. This is where you're going to spend most of your time to creating your campaigns, adjusting your creatives, and scaling your ads. Now I hope that you watched the first part where I explain exactly the mechanics of Facebook. So as you remember, we have the campaign level, then we have the ad set level, and the last we have the ads level. So let's go ahead and create our first campaign. So we're going to click on this green button on create, and then I personally use quick creation. It's just more simple in my opinion. So let's click that. After that, you will have to name your campaign. So let's say testing campaign 1. After that, you don't need to change anything. And over here, this is the campaign objective. So you remember that I told you can bring traffic, you can have more reach, lead generation, post engagement. So if you do run e-commerce sites, you want to go ahead and choose conversions. So let's click that. Now the next important option that you have over here is campaign budget optimization, which stands for CBO. The CBO feature was presented in the late 2019, I believe, and it basically gives you the option to control your budget on the campaign level instead on the ad set level. So because we're going to create just one ad set, so I'm not going to turn on the CBO feature, so we're going to keep it on the off option. Over here you will have to choose a name for your ad set and your ad, but we can leave it as it is right now, and then we're going to adjust it and you will understand why. So after that, let's click on save to draft. All right, so this is how it's going to look. So we have the one campaign, inside it we have the ad set, which is a group of people that we're going to target on Facebook, and the last we have is our ad. So this is what they actually going to see when we're going to market them. So let's first start with a campaign. Now I'm not going to go over every single feature over here on Facebook ads because there are so many, and that is going to be a 5 hours long video, and instead I'm going to show you all the necessary and the most important things to be able to launch your first successful ad. So after we named our campaign, then what we need to go over here, this is again where you can choose what is your objective? What is your main goal? So our goal is going to be conversions, and then you have the campaign budget optimization, which we're not going to use it for right now. So on this page, we're done. Now let's move to the ad set. All right, so the first thing that we have is the ad set name. We're still not going to choose a name because we need to pick an interest, which is going to be down below. Next we have is conversions. So basically, if you sell your products on your own personal website, you're always going to choose your website. But let's say you sell through Messenger or WhatsApp, you can choose those options over here. So I'm going to leave it for website. Next, we're going to choose the pixel. So this is why we connected the pixel earlier. So over here, we're going to click on that and select the e-commerce pixel. Next we have is the conversion event. So over here, you can optimize for conversions add to cart, conversions initiate checkout, viewing content on your site. So you can choose many other things that you want to convert to. So I'm going to use purchase. Now I do know that people recommend to first go with add to cart and then initiate checkout and only then purchase. So if you are driving traffic to make sales on your website, you're going to go with purchase. You don't want to teach the pixel and Facebook to do something else for you. So let's go ahead and select purchase over here, this one. After that, we have the budget and we have the start date. Now the budget, it's really up to you. If you are just starting out, I would not recommend to spend more than 10 to 20 bucks a day on a single ad set. So if I'm going to run only one ad set, which is one group of people, I'm usually going to use, let's say, 10 bucks. Next we have is the start date. You want to make sure that you schedule your ads for the next day. The reason for that is quite simple. If you're going to launch, for example, right now it's 5:27 p.m. in Cancun. So if I'm going to launch my campaign right now, Facebook is basically going to do everything in its power to, let's say my daily budget is 10 bucks. It's going to do everything that it possibly can to burn out all the $10. And at midnight at 12 a.m. it's going to again have another 10 bucks. So to be able to get the best results possible from Facebook, you want to make sure that you give a full day for Facebook to spend your daily budget so it will be able to spend it smart. All right, so let's go ahead and schedule it for the next day. So it's going to be the 9th of October and we're going to select 12 a.m. Over here, I will not recommend to set up an end date. Basically, if you want to turn off the ad set, you just turn off the ad set and that's it. You don't want to set up the date because then Facebook is not going to really favorite you because you're kind of planning to stop advertising at a certain point. So make sure you don't use this feature. Next we have is the actual audience over here. So the section of custom audience is, let's say if you do have already traffic that came to your site and you have been running Facebook ads for, let's say, a few weeks or a few days, you can create an audience that watched at least 95% of your video, or you can target people that visited your site. So there are many things that you can do with a custom audience, but this is a little bit more advanced stuff. I do want to make it as simple as possible. And if you're just starting off, you probably don't have any kind of custom audience. So next we're going to choose is the location. So if you're like me running e-commerce stores, you're probably going to focus on the main top 5 countries, which are United States, United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. In case you're advertising your own local business, you can choose over here the country that you want to target, and you can even choose which city you want to target. So let's go ahead and add the top 5. So United Kingdom, United States, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. And we're going to remove Mexico. All right, so a quick tip over here, you want to make sure that in this tab, you always choose people that are living in the location and not maybe they're traveling, maybe they're visiting family. So you want to make sure that you target people that actually live in the place that you are targeting. Let's scroll down. Over here, age and gender. Now, even if you think that your product is specifically for a gender or for a specific age, do not do the mistake that I did when I started. Do not limit Facebook by age and gender. The AI of Facebook, it's so smart nowadays that you want to limit it as least as possible. And even if you think that your product might be only for women, the person that is actually going to pay for the product are most likely going to be men. So for example, when we were selling the leggings, I started targeting just women and my results were not good. So after I let Facebook do its own job, we discovered that 40 to 50% of our customers customers were males. So make sure you don't exclude anything over here. Now the detailed targeting, this is where we're going to actually pick the group of people which is going to be an interest. This is the name of the targeting. So let's click edit, and over here you're going to select exactly who you want to see your ad. All right, so let's say that we sell a dog toy, right? We want to go ahead and target dog owners. So let's say most of people that are just beginning, they will go ahead and let's say just target dogs, for example, right? It's very simple. Now there is very high chance that people that let's say like kind of posts of dogs or are interested in dogs not necessarily means that they actually own a dog. So your main goal over here is to find an interest that is going to be broad enough but still going to be to a specific type of audience. So what I would try to go ahead and target over here, I would try to think of on interests like let's say a pet store, or let's say a pet food company like Purina, for example. So the likelihood of somebody that is interested in dog food or pet store, it's much higher to be interested in your product than somebody that is just interested in dogs. So let's say you sell like a skin product, right? So you can type in something like skincare, right? Or you can type in a company that is specialized with skin products. Let's type in maybe L'Oreal. I'm not sure if it is a skin products company. I'm not really an expert in that, but basically you got the point. Just try to think of interest that consumers, your potential customers, will be interested in. So let's keep the dog toy example. So I'm going to target, let's say, Petco. So Petco is really a known pet store. So there's very high likelihood that people that are interested in Petco do have a dog. So let's click on that. So the audience size for this interest is around 10 million. Now over here it's going to show you that your potential reach is 330 million. Why? It's because the detailed targeting expansion feature is turned on. So you do want to make sure you turn it off. So basically what it does is kind of expanding your audience. So you will be able to reach more people, but it's not really going to work too good at the beginning because you still don't have enough data on your pixel, and it's going to be very hard for Facebook to allocate your budget to the right people. So make sure you turn it off. So you see right now with the countries that we picked, we're looking at 7 million point 3. That is a very good audience size. Now over here you have another two main features. So you have the exclude option and you have the narrow audience. So let's start first with exclude. So basically you can exclude people. For example, let's say we want people that are interested in Petco but they are not interested in cats. We're selling a dog toy, right? And Petco, it's a pet store. It's not specifically for dogs. So we can use this feature of the exclude. So let's click on that and let's type in cats. So we can exclude cats. And now what you're going to see that boom, our audience dropped to 1.4 million instead of 7.3. Now let's talk about the narrow audience. Basically what you can do is you can, let's say you can choose targeting people that interested in Petco and also they are interested in dogs. So this way there is a higher likelihood that they are going to be interested in your product. So let's go ahead and click narrow audience and we're going to narrow it down by dogs and click on that. So you see, for example, from an audience of 7.3 we got to less than a million. Usually I don't use those features. I don't exclude audience and I'm not narrowing down, and the main reasons for that is first, if your audience size is going to be too small, your advertisement cost is going to go up, and the second reason is that the Facebook AI doesn't like that you're going to put too many limits on it. So try not going crazy with it and just keep it as simple as you possibly can. So let's remove this and remove this one. So over here we have one interest, and as I mentioned before, we're going to name our ad set by the name of the interest. So let's go ahead and copy that and scroll down, and over here we're going to name it as Petco. So let's scroll down back. So after that you will have over here languages. Now in case that you do sell for a specific audience that speaks, let's say, English, you can go ahead and target the English speaking people in those countries. And let's say I want to target specific people, right? I'm from Israel, and let's say I want to sell to Israelis that, let's say, live in the United States that knows Hebrew. So I can go ahead and type over here Hebrew, you see, like this. So you can really play around with it, but usually I would just not try to target a specific language, especially if you have a really simple product like a dog toy which does not really need too much explanation. There is no real reason why you're going to exclude people that don't speak English. Next thing we have is save this audience. So let's say if you do have a certain structure that you use, you can go ahead and save up this audience. I'm not really using that. And last thing that that we have over here, it's the placements. So if you don't know, Facebook owns WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So you can basically advertise in all of those platforms. So you can go ahead and choose manual placements, and you can choose exactly where you want your ad to show. If it is the news feed, or if it is on the marketplace, the video feed. And you can also choose over here in the devices, you can go ahead and target people, let's say just people that are on mobile. My recommendation is not using manual placements. In the past it was working really good, but nowadays the results are much better than the automatic placements. So let's choose that, and after that you are done. You are done with the ad set. This is, let's say, the most complex part, but after you're going to do that a couple of times, you're going to understand exactly how it works, and you will see how simple it is to do. So let's go to the last part, which is our actual ad. So over here, let's say if you're going to run like multiple ads, let's say you have a video, you have two images. So let's say image number one, so image one. Next we have is the identity. So over here you will have to select the page that you want to show the ads on, and over here, if you don't have an Instagram account, you don't need to open an Instagram account, so your ads are going to show up on Instagram. You can go ahead and leave it as it is, that it's basically going to show your Facebook page logo and profile without having an Instagram account. But if you do have an Instagram account, you can click over here and connect your account. So next is going to be our format. So you're going to choose if you want just a single image, single video, you want a carousel, or you want a full collection. If you are just starting off, make sure you just go with or single image or single video. Those type of ads are performing the best so far, but later on, if you want, you can go ahead and try out carousel or collection. So next we're going to go to the ad creative. This is where you actually upload your video or your image. So let me go ahead and upload an image that I have just for the example. All right, to add your content, all you need to do is to click on add media and then add image, and over here let's click upload. Now keep in mind that the size that you want to upload your image, use square ratio, a perfect square 1:1, and the minimum dimensions are going to be 600 pixels on 600 pixels. This is the minimum dimensions on Facebook. So after that, let's hit continue. All right, so after that you have your primary text. So this is what going to show up over here beneath the sponsored. So over here, your primary text, which is your ad copy, should be as short and simple as possible. You want to make sure that it's something that is interesting, that is going to make them click to your site, and then you have a full sales page that looks really good, that is going to sell to your customers. So for a dog toy like this one, I would probably go with something simple and fun, maybe something like your dog will never be bored again with this toy, like this. And maybe you can add on maybe like a dog emoji like this, and that's it. As simple as that. You don't need to overcomplicate that. Don't write stories on your ad copy. There is no reason for that. Everything is going to be already on your site. If you're going to give away too much, people are just not going to click to your site. And even if they are not going to buy, at least if they clicked on your site, you're going to have this data. You're going to have the data of people that visited, and you're going at least to gain some more pixel data. Now after that, you have the headline, which is going to be over here, the headline. If you do sell a product, I'm usually just leaving the name of the product itself, or you can use it. Let's say you run a 50% off on your store or 20% off. You can go ahead and type in, let's say 25% off day only, like this, for example. Now the description is this one. It's not really necessary. On mobile, most people will not really see that. So this one, I will leave it as blank. And over here, you need to type in your site URL. Now, please do make sure that if, as I mentioned, you sell or a product or a service and you do have a sales page, you make sure that you send the traffic to the sales page. I see that a lot of beginners doing the mistake that sending traffic to the homepage. So it's not necessary. The homepage, if somebody wants to see the homepage, they're going to click on that and see it, but people don't have a lot of attention, time spent. So you want to give them as fast as you possibly can your offer, your product, your service. So go ahead and link your product and sales page. So let's type in your store.com/product. All right. After that, the display link, you can just leave it as like this, yourstore.com. That's okay. And over here, the call to action. So it really depends on what you're trying to get out of Facebook. So if you want to have subscribers, signups, you can choose those buttons. But because we are selling a product, we want to choose the shop now button over here like this. So this is essentially how our ad is going to look. Of course, you want to make sure that on your Facebook page, you do add a profile image, a cover image, that it will look much more professional, but this is how it's going to look. After that, it's basically, that's it. You're basically finished. All you have left to do, let me just move my pretty face over here. All you have left to do is to hit the publish button and you are done. You have created your first successful Facebook ad. It is that simple. I do know that there are a lot of features on Facebook, but this is basically all you need to know and understand how it works and how to create those things. All the rest of it is just like unnecessary luxury, so focus on what I've showed you over here. All right guys, so I think I've been here for like maybe 3 hours to create this video. Let me just turn on my light real quick. Alright guys, so basically that is pretty much it. This is all you need to know. If it's a little bit confusing, go back and watch this video again and just follow it step by step and do the same things that I showed you over here. Now, one of my next videos on the channel are going to be specifically for dropshipping and for e-commerce. I'm going to release a full low budget strategy Facebook ad video. So if you do run an e-commerce brand or a Shopify store, make sure you check out this video. I'm going to give you the most recent and updated strategy for 2020 and 2021. So if you want to see this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you will know when I do post this video. Guys, if you are still here, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate that. I really try to keep it as simple, as valuable as possible. So if you did learn something and you found value in this video, make sure you smash this like button, people. All right guys, I'm out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, my friends, peace.